Ребятушки, продолжаем мы Хогвартс Легаси. Идем к профессору Фигу. Привет, профессор Фиг.
You cannot be serious. Goblins working with Rookwood makes no sense.
It is rather unorthodox, to say the least.
Unorthodox? It's inconceivable. It's... Ah, Fig. You have a visitor. I'll see what I can find out.
Sir, I was able to search the restricted section while you were with Professor Black. It was a book we were after.
What? That's... Wait. You accessed the restricted section? But how? Thinking on it, perhaps it's best you spare me the details.
Fair enough. In fact, the book was below the restricted section as it appeared on the map.
I want to hear everything. First, let's have a look. Oh dear. Some of these pages seem to be missing. It appears someone has got to the book before us. Still, I will need time to study what remains. Perhaps we can still salvage something useful, though it may take some time. I wonder why it was here, below Hogwarts.
I think I know, sir. I saw 2 more memories where I found the book.
Another pensive. Godric's heart.
The man we saw before, Percival Rackham, was a professor here. The first memory showed him and 3 other professors using ancient magic to restore a hamlet from a drought.
Miriam was right. And the second memory?
They were talking to a student who started as a 5th year, like I did. She could see traces of magic too.
Why those memories? Perhaps this book will explain. I'll have to take it with me to London. The headmaster has insisted that I speak directly to the minister about George's death.
What will you tell them about Mr. Osric's death?
I don't know how much I dare say. George tried to convince the ministry about Ranrock, but to no avail. My instinct is to follow the path we are on for the moment and keep the details to ourselves until we know more.
I understand. I'll see what I can learn about the missing pages while you're gone.
Good. Don't neglect your studies. Your wand work is improving by the day. But you'll want to pay attention in herbology and potions. There's more to magic than spellcasting.
Plenty to keep me occupied while you're gone.
You've done exceptionally well. I look forward to seeing all that you've accomplished when I return. Oh, and don't neglect your friends. You may be surprised by how much you can learn from them as well.
It's time to prove your dueling mettle and see if we've a new school champion. Meet me at the usual place for the final round of crossed wands. Also, the training dummy is still available.
Meet
Офигеть.
me in Lower Hogsfield as soon as possible. I would like to talk to you about Rookwood and Harlow, and it might be best to do so outside of the castle.
Как телефон. Я думал, телефон не добавят, а тут, ну, естественно. Добавили почту как телефон. Ха-ха, смешно. Что ж произошло? Страшно.
Professor Fig and Weasley have asked that I teach you an additional defensive spell. Please complete the assignments I have given you, and then proceed to see me in my classroom.
Окей.
I hadn't met anyone.
There's something in there. Is it possible to become an aura and not...
Так, о, кстати, мы незаметно выбрались из Хогвартса. Тот самый мостик, который был... я не помню, какой точно части, в третьей, по-моему. Там был Гарри Поттер и учитель этот оборотень. Да, класс. Мухоморчики, их можно поесть? Серьезно? Я их с собой взял? Да ну, это же бяка, это же вредно. Это же ядовитые. Вау, Хогвартс, вау, заросший такой, старый. Кстати, почему так зарос? Прям плохо.
Ревелио.
Пасхалочка. Это этот домик этого. Или нет? Или да? Или нет? Или да? Или да? Да, это... Нет? Секунду. Они его переделали, что ли? Так, по-моему, в фильме он менялся тоже. Тут его тоже переделали. А так этот самый... Так, стоп. Секунду. Это до изменения в этом. До изменения в фильме. Окей, да, окей. Допустим, окей. Это по первой части, видимо. Окей, ладно. Хагрид. Это же оно? Это же оно? Нет, не оно. Я просто, честно говоря, хз. Или это не Хагрида дом? Фиг его знает. А где дом Хагрида тогда? Или мы сейчас к нему идем? Ты что бежишь? Авада Кедавра! Куда ты бежишь? Ну, ладно. О, эй!
It is good to see you, my friend.
Нет, не оно. О, привет.
Hello, Natty. How are you? I hope you've recovered from our rather eventful trip to Hogsmeade.
I am well, but I have been worried about you, my friend. With Ranrock and Rookwood and Harlow after you?
I'm all right at the moment.
We did not speak about it at the time, but I am hoping now you might tell me why they were looking for you.
They want something that Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before we came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. A portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
Is that the magic you used fighting the trolls in Hogsmeade?
I think so. I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it, and I've cast magic I can't otherwise explain. I know that's a lot to absorb.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it is safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us. Which is why I wanted to speak to you. I realized something that day in Hogsmeade. You displayed such courage fighting that troll, and Serona wasn't intimidated one bit by Rookwood and Harlow. Both of you have inspired me to take a stand of my own.
What sort of stand?
Men like Rookwood and Harlow are the reason my mother and I left Matibili land. I am not going to sit by and watch them destroy my new home.
Good. Rookwood and Harlow are a dangerous pair. And the fact that they're working with Ranrock, well...
All the more reason they must be stopped. Rumor has it that Theophilus Harlow runs Rookwood's day-to-day operations. Taking him down would cripple Rookwood's entire enterprise.
That may be true, but shouldn't Officer Singer handle someone like Harlow?
I spoke with her. She was polite, but perhaps understandably would not discuss details with a student. I overheard some of Rookwood's lot talking about a massive poaching operation that Harlow is planning. I was thinking that we could investigate a bit, try to get the evidence that Officer Singer needs.
All right, but how?
I am going to watch and listen, find out precisely what Harlow is up to. I shall reach out when I know more. In the meantime, remember, I am here if you need me.
Thank you, Natty.
Be on your guard.
Handy resource indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased.
I beg your pardon. How dare you threaten me?
What's going on here?
Да, что за шраки там происходят?
I never thought Ranrock's loyalists would go this far.
У тебя немножко плащ это. Давайте поможем. Все, починился. Окей, good.
They must have come this way. Think!
I've no idea who it is you think I might have seen. I've been busy with my research. I do not have time to...
Victor Rookwood don't give a doxy's nip back your time. Oi! Speak of the devil. Mr. Rookwood would like a word with you.
A student? You can't be so...
Enough out of you.
Leave her alone.
Stupefy!
Ну что, погнали. Берёмся.
What are you doing?
Really enjoying the view.
Вот так вот. Чётко. Жесть. О, привет.
I'll watch the light go out of your eyes.
Чё, типа опасные? Ха-ха, смешно.
I'm not going anywhere with you. Let me take this student off of my dead body!
Incendio, take him.
А я жесткий, я знаю. На изи уровне-то.
I've never been accosted in such a manner, and so close to Hogwarts.
Вообще, что-то у вас Хогвартс не охраняется никак.
You're right.
I am, thanks in no small part to your excellent defensive skills. Care to tell me why 2 Ashwinders were ready to dispatch me to get to you?
Ashwinders.
Victor Rookwood's thieves and extortionists, his little cronies. They seemed quite keen on you.
It's a long story, but thank you for your help.
Well, you've avoided them for the moment. Priya warned me things were getting dangerous. Best get moving on my research before they return.
You mentioned someone named Priya.
Yes, my wife. She's the one who piqued my interest in Merlin, gave me a book when we were students at Hogwarts. Typical hard-working Hufflepuff, brilliant potioneer, has her own shop in Nocturne Alley.
Плохо.
She's a travelling vendor. Here's what's going on in the Highlands before I do.
You're a researcher.
Nora Treadwell at your service, historian and archaeologist specialising in Merlin's work and life.
Merlin? Of the legend of King Arthur?
The very same. Merlin attended Hogwarts, you know, and I'm studying some curious fixtures he left here centuries ago.
Fixtures?
These vine-covered pillars, dozens of them, all around the area. I've taken to calling them the Trials of Merlin. I believe he created them as a diversion for his fellow Slytherins. He was terribly fond of puzzles and enigmas.
I can see why you're so interested in Merlin. I'd be keen to know more about the trials.
Well then, I'll let you in on a little secret. No one has yet managed to figure out how they work. But I believe I have just unlocked a crucial clue. I suspect that mallowsweet is an important component in getting the trials to work.
Mallowsweet.
Versatile herb. Merlin repeatedly mentioned it in his writings. I had just arrived to test my theory when I was so rudely interrupted. You see, each swirl in Merlin's writing has a symbol in the center. That started me thinking, what if...
The mallowsweet is meant to be placed at the center of the symbols.
Precisely. Would you care to do the honors? We can see what comes of our little hypothesis. I brought a trunk chock full of mallowsweet with me. It's just over there by my tent.
This trunk?
Yes, take plenty, even if you already have some.
I have the mallowsweet.
Lovely. Now, notice the vines on these pillars here, as well as a stone swell on the ground. Each trial has these features. Place the mallowsweet on the swell, and we'll see what happens. What? Did you see that? The vines disappeared.
What should I do now?
This is uncharted territory.
Accio!
I am curious about these
Incendio!
vines.
Levioso!
Давай.
Incendio!
Так и знал.
The flames make the pyre
Издалека не
sink.
работает. А у меня будет дамаг от того, что я это... Не, не будет. Да это Зельда просто. Как это выходит?
Curious. The pyres are back where they started.
Incendio! Revelio! Incendio!
Yes, how beautiful! What a day! I can hardly believe it.
Revelio! I take it we can call that a success?
We can indeed. However, I now have even more questions. How does it work? I must review my notes. I may have missed something.
Are all of the trials like this one?
Oh, not precisely. Well, I think each has those telltale vines and the swirl on the ground. You should feel free to solve them as you come across them. I believe I have what I need to continue my research. My guess is that each will also require mallowsweet, which you can find in Hogsmeade should you need more. I really must be off. Such a pleasure to meet you. And do be careful out here. Now, I've got what I needed. I shall return to the safety of my notes and books.
Ну это офигеть, ребят, мы красавчики, молодцы. Сейчас мы все вместе с вами пройдем игру, наверное. Так, а куда нам нужно? Ой, офигеть, локация большая. А, точно, вот это можно на этом. Как его зовут? Как его зовут? Как его зовут? Его зовут этот. Клювокрылья. Вот так, по-моему. Его зовут полетать. Так, это надо сюда. Квесты. О, это я знаю тему. Вау, какой большой Хогвартс, черт подери.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful.
Там какой-то враг. Тут кто такой? Крокопердайл или что это? Ты не подходи во время атак, пожалуйста.
Accio. Levioso.
Ей, good.
Accio. Revelio.
Просто так заработали еще HP-шек. Что это Зельда? Решать головоломочки? Не, ребятушки, не сейчас, потом. После сюжетки. Или стоп, или это... Или это оно? Нет, не оно, это не дом у этого... Хагрида. Хагрид. Или дом Хагрида. Посмотрю, ну он похож, но, блин. Слушайте, если это те самые... Либо не добивают, либо что-то не так сделают. Да, слушайте, это похоже на дорожку к этому Хагриду. Но это не дом Хагрида, как по мне. Это, во-первых. Во-вторых, нам не на мостик легендарный, нам нужно сюда. У нас навигатор ведет в другое место. Опять сломался плащ. Я его своими ногами ломаю. Что это за звук был? Как будто... А, это грибы такие звуки издают? Жесть. Блин, какая здесь была мультиплеер игра вышла на 500 игроков в сессии. В таком замке поместились бы легко. Окей, 100 игроков. Ну 500 тоже вообще изи. Жесть, было бы мясо. Надо онлайн сделать потом. Класс вообще будет. Правда, реализовать все это нужно будет. О, как файлы перелопатить, чтобы это все работало. Так, сюда. Воу, сюда. Вау, этого не было в этом. А это было, это я помню. Он похоже место.
How wonderful it is to see you again, Lenora dear.
Гарлик, фиг, гарлик. Какие еще у вас есть эти овощи и фрукты?
Ah, hello. Class, please welcome the newest rose in our garden. We do look forward to growing together. How thrilling it is to have everyone back together again. This year will be filled with enchantment and excitement, but the most important thing cultivated in herbology is knowledge. The prudent herbologist is no more afraid of the venomous tentacula than the bouncing bulb. Now then, today we will be acquainting ourselves with the mellifluous tuber known as the mandrake root. Accio.
О, ну да, как в фильме.
Let's see if we can't make our fibrous friends a bit more comfortable, shall we? First, let's protect our ears. Now,
Были
everyone,
наушники до этого.
grip their mandrake by the
Просто с
tentacles
шапкой
and give
наушники
it a
несовместимы.
firm tug.
Джесси, это нормас вообще? Как они слышат ее, если они громче орут, я не понимаю.
The soil should envelop the root like a warm, dirty blanket, putting the mandrake right at ease. Reparo! I'm very sorry about that. Yours was a bit mature, I'm afraid. All right then, off you go. Splendid work, everyone. Now, for our next task, we'll be planting dittany at our potting table.
I wonder if hippogriffs like knotgrass.
Yes, Professor.
Firstly, well done with your mandrake. They can be rather difficult to get a grasp of.
Actually, I enjoyed it. I couldn't help but catch your enthusiasm.
How kind of you. It seems you're already taking to herbology like a mandrake to fresh soil. Now, as I mentioned, next we'll be planting dittany. Let us find you some seeds.
I already have some, Professor. Picked them up in Hogsmeade.
You visited the Magic Neep. Wonderful. A prepared student is bound to bloom. I've arranged for you to have your own potting table here in the classroom. Wasn't easy to spare one on such late notice. Plant the seeds there now, and you can return to harvest them later. Even with soil, sunlight, and a bit of magic, they will take time to grow.
Let's see how to balance my star thistle arrangement. Niffler's fancy or roses?
Okay.
Dittany's restorative properties make it a vital
10
ingredient in the
minutes.
Wiggenweld potion, as you all should know from Professor Sharp's class. Well done! Once it can be harvested, your dittany will be ready to use in Wiggenweld potion. I'll let Professor Sharp tell you about that. Now, what say we branch out? Introduce you to a different sort of flora, the Chinese chomping cabbage. You'll find that some plants are better suited to uses outside of a cauldron. The cabbages do get testy without something to chew. Fortunately, I have a dummy for them to gnaw on. Dear, and let them have a good chomping.
Yes, Professor.
They're in the other greenhouse. It's just at the end of the footbridge leading out of this room. Your classmate, Mr. Pruitt, has kindly offered to accompany you. Come back and see me when you're finished. Oh, and mind your fingers. They do bite.
Okay.
The best time to plant a seed is last season. The second best time is now.
Hello. Saw you on your way to Hogsmeade the other day. Nice to meet you. I'm Leander. I'll be showing you the Chinese chomping cabbages. Up these stairs will take us there. But your lead.
Oh, okay.
Nice work in Defense Against the Dark Arts, by the way.
Excuse me?
Your duel with Sebastian. And he's good. Thinks he's really good. But you outright slaughtered him. It was brilliant.
Oh. Well, thank you.
I nearly put Sebastian in his place myself. I mean, I would have. If heck, here we are. Home of the Chinese
мне не
chomping
нравится, что
cabbage.
здесь происходит за разговорчики. Что это такое?
They'll do the rest.
В Хогвартсе оригинально этого не было. Не надо мне тут это нагонять.
I'm sorry. What do I need to do?
Garlic said she wanted you to have a go at tending the cabbages. Give them some time to chomp and whatnot. Nothing to it, really. Just toss some of those Chinese chomping cabbages out. You'll see fairly quickly why we call them that.
Wow!
Look at that. They'll chomp on anything they can get their mouths on. Mum planted some in her garden last year to keep the gnomes out. Did save her the demoting, but they left her honking daffodils in tatters. Vicious little bastards, aren't they? My kind of plants. Not like stupid booba tubers and bouncing bulbs. The kind of plants that'd have your back in a fight. Not saying you can't go it alone, but, well, imagine that wasn't a dummy.
I suppose they could prove useful outside of the greenhouse. Nothing wrong with a bit of backup, even if it is from a cabbage.
It's chaos out there. Trolls in Hogsmeade and such. You can't be above throwing a cruciferous vegetable if necessary. Dogweed and deathcap has more of them, if you're keen. Other plants too. Ones your parents wouldn't plant in the garden. You get the idea. Anyway, we probably ought to head back to class. Take your time. I'll see you back in class.
Окей. Да, я соберу пока что все, что здесь есть.
Revelio.
Да, окей, мы тебя опередим немножко. Ау, можно так пройти было.
And with that helpful reminder as to why we should always wear our dragon hide gloves, I shall end our lesson here. Terribly sorry, Mr. Clopton.
I tended to the Chinese chomping cabbages, Professor.
Remarkable plants, aren't they? I hope they weren't too much trouble. Oh, don't see any bite marks or missing digits. And good, as you do seem to be quite green-fingered. Oh, I'm eager to see your skill in the soil continue to blossom.
Magical plants have so much to offer. I'm eager to learn
Здесь
more.
очень можно иначе отвечать. Я не хочу быть таким такой сволочью. Я же в Гриффиндоре. Я в Хогвартсе, я должен учиться хорошо и прилежно.
Well, I suppose that's everything. Do come by for a chat sometime. I so enjoy checking in with my new students.
Those mandrakes are really relishing their new pots. Only cost me my damned hearing.
Make anything plants as well as friendship.
Так, теперь куды? Туды.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Да, спасибо за телепортики, но хватит со мной постоянно говорить. Хотя я, в принципе, так понимаю, что здесь есть это самое. Ой, я извиняюсь, а почему не мог пройти? Люди, вы не давали мне пройти. Слишком много NPC-шек.
I do wonder about Professor Fig. He's hardly ever in his classroom. Most strange.
Действительно.
In my blood.
Так, ну-кась.
Shouldn't there be auras or someone from the ministry guarding the school?
Professor Black would never allow that. It would make him look completely incompetent, which he is.
Чё разлеглась? Тут пол грязный, наверное.
Potions is one of the most challenging and hazardous subjects taught at this school. As fifth
И снег
years,
шар?
you will be required
Серьезно,
to
вы
reach
изменили
new
профессора
heights of
Снейпа
both
шарфом?
discipline and intellect. You will begin this term by brewing a Wigan-Weld potion. Mr. Takar, can you tell us why this particular potion might come in handy?
Yes, Professor Sharp. The Wigan-Weld potion can be used to sterilize and even heal a variety of injuries.
It can heal some injuries, but not all. Point for Ravenclaw. Before today's class is completed, each of you will have brewed a Wigan-Weld potion of your own. You never know when you might need it. Please begin.
Разбирайтесь как хотите, как говорится.
Use a strong, even motion when crushing your ingredients.
Окей, я хотел бы еще книгу найти.
Please be
Это
meticulous when
полукровки.
adding powder to your potions. One errant sneeze could be disastrous.
Принцип полукровки надо, да, конечно, класс. Книжку было бы найти, но я думаю, не добавили ее 100%. Отсылок на этих персонажей тут как бы нет. Это еще до событий основной книги и фильма, насколько я понимаю. Либо сильно после, я думаю, что до. Хотя Легаси — это наследие. Фильм будет про то, что было после, значит, эта игра про то, что было до. Скорее всего, так.
Not an easy potion to brew. Well done. And from what I hear of your recent exploits in Hogsmeade, you'd also do well to practice brewing the defensive Edurus potion. Professor Weasley had you acquire the recipe from J. Pippin's, correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. For the moment, you can find the ingredients you need in my office. But in the future, you'll be expected to provide your own ingredients. Some can be harvested from the plants you grow in your herbology class, and rarer ones can be purchased. Others, however, may be harder to obtain, and will require you to be a bit more resourceful. Come and see me when you've finished brewing, and we'll see if it was skill or luck the first time round.
Alright. Я случайно. И это тоже случайно.
Did I hear Professor Sharp say that you have permission to go into his office?
He did say that. He wants me to get more ingredients to brew another potion.
Brilliant! You, my friend, have been presented with an extraordinary opportunity. You remember me, don't you? Gareth Weasley.
Ah, yes. We met in the common room.
Чего?
Listen, anyone with a troll-sized brain can brew an endurance potion. I'm working on something that's certain to be spectacular. I'm just missing one tiny last ingredient that will add that extra spark.
I suspect that's where I come in.
You're as clever as I'd hoped. I simply need a single Fwooper feather. As you'll already be in Sharp's office with his permission, perhaps you could grab it for me.
Так, сейчас, секунду, загуглю, кто это.
I'll get you the Fwooper feather, as long as you're certain Sharp won't miss it.
I assure you he won't. Fwooper feathers aren't that valuable. Wait until you see what I'm brewing. Hurry back to me when you have the feather.
Уизли. Так, в фильме его не было, он только игровой персонаж. Короче, как-то одна лор завязана все равно.
Revelio.
Well-prepared witch or wizard always has a few potions.
Here's the Fwooper feather you wanted.
Brilliant! Thank you. This is going to take a moment to brew. You should get back to brewing your Edurus potion, and I'll tell you when this concoction's finished.
Okay.
Should you chop the Diddney or crush it? The wrong answer could result in the unfortunate loss of your eyebrows.
And now we add the mallow sweet, and... That's odd. What's happening? Wait, it's not supposed to... Ah!
Get it! Not again!
Oh! Dragon Dog! What happened?
Well done, Gareth.
What now, Mr. Weasley?
Sorry, Professor.
That'll be points from Gryffindor. Again. Mr. Weasley did not do this on his own. His accomplice will answer to me as well.
Weasley, как всегда, Weasley. Семья их. Ну блин, ну не надо в этом как.
I brewed an Edurus potion as you asked, Professor.
I'm surprised you had the time. You seemed rather busy helping Mr. Weasley brew chaos.
I'm sorry, Professor. I was merely trying to help a friend.
Taking responsibility for one's actions does go a long way with me. I shall assume that you've learnt a lesson. As for the work you did today at your own cauldron, I will say you've done well. I confess I was skeptical, given the advanced nature of this class and the fact you're a new student.
I'm glad I was able to meet your expectations.
A rare occurrence. And you do well to remember that you're not a potions master quite yet. In addition to having a solid grasp of how to combine various ingredients, you should gain an understanding of the ingredients themselves. Pay particular attention in herbology. The plants you nurture there are often essential to the potions you brew here. Now, I recommend that you find a safe location in which to practice brewing. You cannot leave a hot cauldron simply anywhere. That'll be all.
А ты,
I
мистер
think each of us
Логика.
has had enough excitement for one day. Class is dismissed.
Professor Sharp must have learned a lot during his time as an Auror. I wish he talked about it more.
That was an interesting class.
Thanks to you. Wasn't precisely what I had in mind, but it was still brilliant. I appreciate your help. I hope Sharp wasn't too disagreeable when you handed in your potion. Heard him talking about taking responsibility.
Professor Sharp was annoyed, but we sorted it out. No harm.
Cheers to that. He probably had a good chuckle after we left. Sharp may seem gruff, but I'd bet a few galleons he blew up a potion or two in his day. Best be off. Next time we talk, I promise. Fewer explosions.
Оки-доки. О, все прочитал, да? А что это было? Хз. Ладно, ребятушки. Вы подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки.
I was impressed that you were able to answer Professor Sharp's question about the Wiggenweld potion.
Oh, you're the new student. I've heard much about you. Thank you. I'm Amit, by the way. Pleasure, truly. And I've never seen anyone brew such a flawless Wiggenweld potion on their first try. Well done.
I'm glad I was able to get it right the first time.
You must simply have a knack for potion making. Some students seem so confounded by potion recipes, it's as if they're written in gobbledygook. A fascinating language, by the way. Neither here nor there, really, but I am a self-taught speaker. Merlin's beard, good conversation is the enemy of free time. I must return my book, Gateway to the Far Stars, before my next class. Speaking of stars, we'll be in astronomy together. You'll love it. Professor Shah is firm, but quite clever. See you soon, no doubt.
Окей. Ребятушки, подписывайтесь на канал, ставьте лайк, с вами был стример, всем удачи, всем пока, до новых встреч в Hogwarts Legacy.